Okay, everybody, so the team event for Pokemon Duel for this next week is been announced officially, and we do have some details on the event. We know the team, we know some of the rewards, we know some stuff, and I'll cover that here in a second, but I want to talk quickly about a very, very important change that has been done to this event that basically is not being talked about at all, and even the company here doesn't seem to understand the impact of what is being said here. Here at the very bottom page, at the very bottom, just in additional notes, just in this little wall of text here, is a key line. Depending on how matchmaking goes, there may be cases which two players of the same team are matched against each other, and that's important. That's very important. Because with the previous team events, there has been complaints, and I was one of them, of massive rank disparities between players, where you had people in 3300 fighting against people in 2700, and that is not a fair fight. It's just not. You can say that rank doesn't necessarily mean skill, and that is true for the most part, but it is almost undeniable that somebody who is in 2700 is by and large going to be a worse player than somebody in 3300 or higher, and it is unfair to both players to try and match up people at that massive level of a gap in ranking, because it means that if RNG strikes and the higher ranked player loses for one reason or another, they're losing 50 to 60 points on their rank at probably no fault of their own, whereas if the lower player loses, they basically lose nothing. It's inconsequential to them. They lose maybe 6 to 8 points. It doesn't matter. All they've done is lose 15 minutes of their day, and then they move on to their next match. It doesn't matter. And the same is true for the higher ranked player. If they win, what does it matter? They just got like 5 points in a booster pack that nothing really changed for them. It doesn't help them climb in the monthly ladder. It didn't help them climb in the overall ranking ladder, and it just is not fair to any player to match up people of that massive of a rank disparity, and this was a very common issue with the previous team event. And this little note here hopefully means that we will stop getting such massive rank disparities between players, and hopefully it also means that high rank players, very high rank players, people near 4,000, are going to stop getting an endless stream of bots. It was a common occurrence for people near 4,000 to complain about just fighting bot after bot after bot after bot, because there was just nobody for them to play against. Because if any of the other high-ranked players who happened to be online at the time were on the same team, they couldn't get matched together, meaning that eventually, after a few minutes of queuing, they would just get put against a bot, which they would inevitably beat and move on with their day. And it meant that these high-ranked players who just end up fighting these stream of bots with no consequences, and it was an issue for everybody involved due to the matchmaking issues of the last few team events. And this little note here in the bottom, as inconsequential as it may seem, may end up being the most important change of this event. So with that being said, let's talk a little bit about the event more broadly. This is a team event, just like the previous starters event, just like the original trio starter event for Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur, and this one is for the Gen 7 starters. We have Rowlet, Litten, and Poplio. I am on Team Rowlet because, honestly, the Rowlet evolution line has been a huge MVP for me recently, and I really have been loving them a lot, so I'm going to be on Team Rowlet. Fight me. Pre-registration lasts from today, the 22nd, until the 24th. So a 2-day pre-registration period, and for pre-registering you get 1 booster enhancer. If you auto-select a team, just like last time, you'll get 3 booster enhancers. And one thing to note is if you do purchase booster enhancers, they can be carried over to the next event, which is a nice weight off some people's minds. If you do end up purchasing a whole bunch of booster enhancers for this event but end up not using them all, or if you end up purchasing a whole bunch of booster enhancers and just get too busy due to the holidays or whatever and don't end up using them all, they're not wasted. During the next event, you can still have them and you can still use them then. And so it is nice to see that you can carry over booster enhancers if you end up not using them all. The actual event period is here. It is a short event, only a 3-day event, so that means there's going to be a lot of play to do in that short period. You have from the 24th till the 27th. This is going to be a very short event, and unfortunately it is being placed right in the middle of a holiday here in the US, so we'll see how that goes. Many people are going to be out of town, meeting with family, traveling, so player numbers may be a little bit lower than they're expecting, and based on what we saw from the last event, matchmaking was already struggling as it was to try and put people in well-matched games, and if we do see a drop in player count just due to the holidays here in the US, that may make that issue even bigger of a problem, even with the tweaks to the matchmaking system. Team victory rewards: first place team is going to get 50 Carbonite, second place team gets 20 Carbonite, and third place team gets to go cry. Reward redemption period is for a few days after that, going up to December 1st. And then there's just some specifics about the booster enhancers, and the speed boosters are back. So booster time to open on time boosters is cut in half once again. So 24 hours to 12 hours, 12 to 6, 6 to 3, 3 to 1.5, 1 to half an hour. So same thing as last time. If you can, clear out your booster slots, and right when the event starts, I'm going to be refilling all my boosters as much as I can with the new ones. I've been trying to clear out my boosters for the last day here. I had a whole bunch of 12-hour boosters. I got 4 12-hour boosters in a row, and so I got these 6-hour boosters today because I needed to do my daily quest, but I'm trying to clear out as many boosters as I can before the event actually rolls out here in a few days. Now, in addition to the speed boosters, we will also have a new event booster happening called the Sparkle Boosters. The Sparkle Boosters will have a chance to drop, and they call it an extremely rare chance, to drop a common shiny Magikarp. It's a common, so will it still drop at common drop rates, or will it drop at a higher drop rate similar to a rare or an EX? That I don't know. I hope it's not a very high drop rate. I hope it still drops in the common drop table, because if it is in higher drop levels, if it is at a higher rarity, the event's only 3 days, and if you don't get really lucky and it is dropping at a rare or higher rate, there's a really high chance that you're just not going to get one, even if you open a maximum amount of booster packs during the event. So I hope they put this at a low drop rate chance from the shiny boxes, that it's still at common drop rate level. There is no mention here about a shiny Gyarados, so there may be shiny Gyarados coming out of the Sparkle packs as well, but this post doesn't mention anything about them. This post does mention something. This post does clarify a little bit about shiny Pokemon. It says that, note, a shiny figure can only evolve into its appropriate shiny Pokemon, not a regular one. And this is important to note because it means that shiny Gyarados, that a shiny Magikarp cannot evolve into a regular Gyarados, which for many people, myself included, is a bit of an issue, because I like my Gyarados and have put a reasonable amount of Carbonite and C levels into powering up my normal Gyarados, and if the new Gyarados is not powerful enough for me to justify switching, I'm probably not going to. I'm probably going to just keep using the regular Magikarp and Gyarados, unless the new one are much more powerful, and regular Gyarados is pretty good, although he does have quite a few counters in the current meta. He's still a very powerful figure, and it's going to take quite a bit to get me to switch over and abandon my older Gyarados. So we'll see. The fact that shiny Pokemon can only evolve into a shiny Pokemon makes sense, but it does mean that we may have to abandon our regular Gyaradoses for people like me who have powered them up. It also says here that it's possible that a shiny Pokemon may reappear in the future, so this means that the shiny Pokemon that we have seen so far, Ho-Oh and now Magikarp, are probably not going to be event exclusives, or if they are event exclusives, that they may be little throw-ins for events in the future, and that moving forward for gyms and stuff like that, that seeing shiny variants of existing Pokemon is probably going to become a norm for event rewards. And then the team event is basically the same as last time. You open up booster packs to earn points for your team. If you use a booster enhancer, that will increase how many points you get from that, and the team with the most points at the end of the event ends up winning. You pick one team, you fight members of the other team. If matchmaking is having issues matching you with somebody else, you may fight somebody of your own team. It doesn't specifically mention how points would be calculated if you end up fighting somebody of your own team, but I hope that both players would still get points for their team. I'm not entirely sure. It doesn't say. But when you open booster packs, you get points for your team, and the goal is to try and open as many booster packs as possible. And so that's pretty much it for the upcoming team event. There was a note here for the fusion bug. Some people who note that, some people may or may not know, there was the bug that was running pretty rampant that allowed people to get Pokemon who had an 8% miss, who started with an 8% miss, down to 0% miss, abusing a bug with Carmonite. They have given everybody a booster ticket in order to try and make up for that and have fixed that bug, so that is not an issue anymore. And from what I have seen, they have rolled back and removed figures, not removed, but have rolled back and undone figures who did manage to get to 0% miss, people who did abuse it to get 0% miss. So be noted that from what I can tell, people who did abuse the bug and did get 0% miss on things like Lunala and Coco and Rowlet are not able to do it anymore, that it has been undone and the bug has been fixed, and we have gotten a booster ticket for it. So we're going to end this video by opening my time booster here. We're going to open my Carbonite booster, and then we're going to spend our booster ticket and take a random pull from the banner. Pinplup, Haunter, Common, and 30 Carbonite. Sweet. 30 Carbonite is not nothing. I will happily take 30 Carbonite. I am stockpiling some Carbonite right now to power up my Solgaleo, that I want to power up my Solgaleo, because Solgaleo is nice, but he's got a lot of miss. He's got a big miss. And so I'm trying to stockpile some Carbonite in order to power up that Solgaleo so that he's not quite such a big liability with that miss anymore. And let's see what we get off of our free booster ticket here. And nothing exciting. Lombre. Lombre is a new figure for me, so, I mean, filling out the Pokédex, I guess? I don't know. New figure. I probably won't use him. Ludicolo's not great, but, new figure's a new figure. But with all that being said, that was the team event. Make sure you guys go register for the event. I'm going to keep opening up these booster packs, but with all that being said, I'll let you guys go. Hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you all next time.
Thank you for watching today's video. If you guys like this and want to see more from me, please feel free to subscribe to the channel for updates. If you guys had any questions, comments, or anything else about the video, please leave them down below in the comments section. With that out of the way, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.